It's news time. Information is power. Be current. The news headline. Igbo. Breaking news. Hausa group calls for Buhari resignation, says President spares Fülani bandits, but after Kanu, Igbo. The Hausa Association of Nigeria, also known as Kungiya Hausanwa Nigeria or Kunhan, has called on President Muhammadu Buhari to resign from office because of the obvious failure of his administration. The association, in an open letter to Buhari on Sunday, which was obtained by Sahara reporters, said the Buhari regime spared Fulani terrorists and bandits, but when went after agitators such as Nnamdi Kanu, the detained leader of indigenous people of Biafra, and Sunday Adeyemo aka Sunday Igbo, the Yoruba Nation agitator. The association noted that Hausas regret supporting and voting for Buhari massively. Therefore, we call for your resignation and with immediate effect, as we suspect the worst ahead under your administration. The letter further reads that as an Hausa association Kunhan, we deem it necessary to write to you this open letter to portray the true picture of Hausa's mood during this trying time. We thought we have chosen a Messiah based on your saying, we are going to secure this country, we are going to manage it properly, we will continue to improve the security situation, economic and fighting corruption, but it turned out to be fictitious. Toji and Co. are high-profile deadly Fulani terrorists, but still nowhere to be found because they are just a threat to Hausas rather than your sovereignty, while Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igbo could be found even beyond our territory. The most basic obligation you were bestowed with as a president when you were sworn in is to protect lives and property, but under your watch, hundreds, if not thousands, of atrocities and genocide were carried out on Hausas. Our people are always incarcerated, killed, while our mothers and daughters are being raped, mercilessly without tangible measures to tackle the menace. On so many occasions, you have bragged to crush the bandits and claimed to take necessary action, but all in vain. The bandits are also matured to dictate to our collective population because of your empty threats. That has been happening for over 5 years, and these terrorists are known as we have been seeing them on so many occasions with Sheikh Abubakar Gumi, even with serving governors, yet they could not be apprehended and dealt with. The answer is one, because they are not a threat to this administration, while those that seem to be threats are already in jail, both in Nnamdi Kanu and also Sunday Igbo. That is why a whole Minister of Information named them just an ordinary criminal, but called Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist. We Hausas have regretted supporting and voting you massively. Therefore, we call for your resignation with immediate effect, as we suspect the worst ahead under your administration. And these were the sayings of the Association of Hausas, saying that they regret voting for President Muhammadu Buhari as president, and therefore the Kunhan has actually said that President Muhammadu Buhari better resign office as the president of Nigeria, saying therefore that the Yoruba Nation agitator Sunday Adeyemo Igbo and also the indigenous people of Biafra separationist agitator Nnamdi Kanu, that both of them have been labeled as terrorists, but the Fulanis that are actually terrorizing the country as a whole has yet been left unattended to, and that this is why they are writing an open letter to portray the true mind of the Hausas to President Muhammadu Buhari, who they thought is actually going to be a messiah to them and manage the nation properly as he has promised, but therefore everything has turned so fictitious and not visible. Bandits who abducted Dambo Osia, the police orderly of a slain former governorship aspirant in Zamfara State, Sagir Amidu, along the Kaduna-Abuja Expressway last Sunday, have demanded 200 million as ransom for his release. Also, abductors of 66 worshippers of the Emmanuel Baptist Church, Kakao Daji, in the Chikun local government area of Kaduna State, have demanded 99 million naira to release the 61 remaining victims in their custody after shooting 5 of them, killing 3 and injuring 2. It was learned that the bandits involved in the policeman's abduction gave a 6-hour ultimatum to his family to raise the 200 million ransom. They reportedly claimed that they were about to relocate to another place where they couldn't make phone calls and would move along with the victims. A Hausa tabloid, Moya Yansi, published in Kaduna on Friday, claimed to have obtained the recorded phone conversation between the bandit and the policeman's family. The newspaper said that the family begged to pay 2 million naira, but the bandit replied that you shouldn't say so because this is a big man in our custody. You are saying what is not possible. The gunmen were annoyed when the family pleaded that they could afford to pay only 2 million naira, and the gunmen expressed their anger and gave the family a 6-hour deadline to pay the 200 million ransom the payment added. This as well is about also related to the Shiruru incident in the southeast part of the country. It is a suffocating and frustrating scenario. Excellence is sacrificed on the altar of mediocrity. People are not promoted in the public sphere on the basis of what they know, but who they know or where they come from. Having said that, I have often read with utter amazement people who try to malign and paint those advocating for Biafra as evil or fraudsters. This is most unfortunate and is often informed on mere hate. The truth is that Biafra advocates are simply those fed up with the Nigerian system and, most importantly, the marginalization of the Igbo, real or perceived. It is therefore uncharitable to say that they are fraudulent. It is ridiculous that while most people will agree that Nigeria is not working, they will in another breath begin to cast aspersions on those who say they want out because the country is not working for them, which is basically what Biafra is about. Here is probably the only place in the world where people call white black and black white because they can't bear to admit the truth. Another unfortunate falsehood is the idea that Igbo wants Biafra so that they will dominate other groups that fall within the area that once constituted Biafra. This is another mischievous attempt to paint the Igbo in bad light. While some of those who advocate for Biafra have continued to draw their map to include former Eastern region, some of us continue to insist that should there be Biafra, it ought to be an exclusively Igbo affair, and in any case, those who often make the hate-informed arguments about Igbo wanting to annex other groups ignore the fact that there are also people in those groups who are asking for Biafra. And at the same time, they ignore the fact that even the Biafra advocates who draw this wide map have often insisted that everyone reserves the right to opt in or opt out. In the final analysis, my point is that while all of us may not agree that Biafra is the solution, it is hypocrisy to pretend not to understand the point those who argue for Biafra are making. You read all manner of hate comments about the Igbo and people who call for Biafra, and you wonder where such is coming from. To summarize, if you ask me to choose between Biafra and the status quo in Nigeria, I would not hesitate to choose the former because Nigeria, as it poses serious threats to my very existence,